Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining us for our final Horological Happy Hour of the year. Somehow we've already made it to the end of 2025 and we got a pretty good one lined up for you guys.
We do. It has been a hell of a year.
Yeah.
Both here at European Watch Company and in the world of watches. And I think the landscape moving forward is going to be really interesting.
Yeah. We took a little bit of a look back at 2025. We're going to take a look forward at 2026. We have some killer new arrivals that we need to chat about on the table as well.
Yeah, you can't see this tray yet, but there's something for everybody on this. It's really remarkable stuff.
Yeah. At the end of the show, we're going to give away another copy of our coffee table book, The Connoisseur's Guide to Fine Timepieces. We're going to close submissions at 5:55 p.m. In order to win, you need to be on the live stream watching. What we want you guys to do is think about what is the horological equivalent of an ugly holiday sweater and let us know in the chat. Rob and I will stop the show with 5 minutes left. We'll go through, we'll read off some of our favorites, and we'll pick the winner of who gets to get our coffee table book for Christmas.
Yeah. What is the watch that one aunt gave to you that you question the quality of her vision?
Yeah, I'm thinking tacky but fun, kind of awesome though, maybe something blinged out, but you guys go ahead, think that over, let us know in the chat, and then like I said, Rob and I will pick our favorite.
Yeah.
But let's not waste any more time, Rob. Let's make this a true happy hour.
Let's make it happy. I've got the best scotch ever right here.
I've got the actual best scotch here ever. And You know what? Here, bud. Cheers. We'll do this. It's fine. You drink what you want. I'll drink what I want. Happy 2025. I hope all you guys are joining us in something as well. I should have had yours. You should have had mine. We could have done like a sensual.
Maybe that'll be
like
like the little the crisscrossy.
Exactly.
Maybe for the New Year's resolution of teamwork.
Yeah. All right. Anyways, cheers, guys. Thank you as always for joining us. Cheers to you, Robert.
Cheers.
All right. Like I said, we have a pretty ridiculous tray of 5 new arrivals. Some are on our site right now. Some literally hit the shop yesterday and they have not even been photographed yet, so you guys are getting a sneak peek.
This is, I don't think any of these are up yet.
Yeah, they are. These two.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, we're going to kick it off with one of my all-time favorite modern Cartier, the Cartier Pebble. So Rob, go ahead and grab that guy. So if you're not familiar, Cartier relaunched their Privé collection essentially several years ago, and this was their release for 2022. So this year, you had the Tank à Guichet, we had the Chinois last year, the Normal before that. Those may have been flip-flop, whatever. This was from 2022. This is such a unique offering from Cartier, and I think honestly, obviously all of the new Privé pieces are based on historic models. And this is based on the rarest historic model that they've ever produced.
To me, this is like one of the coolest things in the world because, and I've said this so many times, I feel like brands are not doing interesting casework right now. Like, the world of watches is so homogeneously round, and this is a round watch.
In the coolest way possible,
But this doesn't count.
No, it doesn't.
This
it really
does
doesn't.
not count because the bezel, or lack thereof, however you want to look at it, like whoever's idea it was to say, hey, let's take a square watch, let's flip it on its edge, and then put it in a round case like this. Like, I mean, how do you come up with this? It's so cool.
So the modern, it's a limited edition of 150 pieces. Wow, fingerprints on the back.
Fingerprints on the back.
Dang.
It's because I put it on my wrist.
Damn, Robert.
Now
anyways,
it's clean.
Based on an
clean.
insanely rare model that was made by Cartier's London boutique back in the, I think it was like 1972, early 70s, basically. It's not entirely clear how many in total, but the generally accepted number of this jumbo size was 6 total pieces. Six. Like, there were a couple others that were in a slightly smaller case, but not many, like less than 10 in total.
That's insane.
A few of the vintage pieces have now sold at auction. I think there have been 2 sales over the past like 5 years, and they've gone for like absurd numbers. It was 250K plus at Bonhams in 2021, and 405 at Phillips also in 21. So like insanely expensive, obviously insanely rare.
And this isn't far behind.
150, exactly.
This, I mean, like price-wise.
Price-wise,
this is not far behind in numbers or in price, because you know, they made 150 of these. They only made yellow gold.
Yep.
Right?
Correct.
They didn't do a platinum. They didn't do a rose like they did with all their other releases.
A white metal would be insane, but yeah, sorry, continue.
That would be very cool.
Yeah.
Like the platinum with the red and the ruby cabochon.
That'd be nuts.
But this is it. 150 pieces in this yellow, true, like old school tradition. And the prices on these are eye-watering.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean, they're
and I
going
think
to be around 200 probably.
It's never going to go down because it's never going to be a common watch. It's never going to be easy to get. And
along those lines, it's interesting because obviously, you know, we sell a lot of Cartier. We sell a lot of really interesting Cartier, and we've seen basically all of the new Privé models we've seen, and we've seen them in fairly not large numbers, but proportionally, you know. A lot of them.
Yeah, like we've seen a lot of asymmetrics. We've seen a good number of the cloche. We've
the
seen
chinois, the normals. Like we've seen it all. Like even the guichets now. We've sold a platinum. We have another rose gold coming soon, which is exciting. This is only the second Pebble that we've seen.
Yeah.
Since it was released 3+ years ago now, or 3 years ago.
Is it really already
2022?
3 years?
Yeah.
Oh,
so very cool. And what I love about this, I've talked about the new Privé collection where some of the models, they lose a little bit of like that original elegance because the dimensions get a little bit messed up.
Yeah, or the dials are like they don't have that same feel to them. They just feel like a modern watch.
This one really feels like a vintage piece. It's, the original was 35 mil. This is 36. It still retains those hidden lugs. It's still super slim. Like it's
that
really
finish on the
special.
dial where it's like that eggshell kind of thing. It's not a bright silver. It's not metallic. Because like with the Normal, a couple people have mentioned they don't like how like metallic and kind of shiny the dial is on that one. This feels like an old school Cartier. It
really does.
Which is why I think they won. Also, watches without lugs are quickly becoming a favorite of mine, and I really want a watch without lugs right now
because we talk. Obviously, we have another one on the table that we'll talk about. But we had something else recently that was
lugless.
That was and we were both drooling over. Anyways, yeah, that's.
We had that AP Disco, that like vintage AP.
We have another one.
Do we?
I just saw it today. Cool. Sorry, we're getting totally wildly off track already. But anyways, Cartier Pebble, insane piece. That'll be on our site very soon, so keep an eye out for that one.
So similar to the Pebble, I feel like this next watch also has a bit of an interesting backstory.
It does.
Because this is a Little Lange 1. And the way I understand it, and you can correct me if anything here is apocryphal.
I'll correct you no matter what.
But
so.
the Little Lange 1
right.
was originally not something that Lange put in the catalog. It was something that was given to dealers. And if they found the standard size Lange 1 to be too big, the dealers were said that they could offer this watch and to kind of gauge the reception and see if it was something the customer was interested in. And for the original run of these, I don't think they ever actually went into the catalog.
Well, so the other part of that is that it was actually designed specifically with the Asian market in mind. So a lot of them, the vast majority of the production did go to the Asian market, and then you started to see them trickling out in the West, for lack of a better term, when they weren't necessarily able to move as many as they expected, and then you started to see them selling in at German ADs, and excess stock essentially got moved to other regions, and that's when you started kind of seeing more of them in this area, essentially.
And it's funny because now a lot of them are they have a more feminine angle on them, in terms of the dial colors and diamonds and things like that. But to me, this is a killer size.
So this is 36.1. So this is when the
0.1 because they're German.
Because they're German, exactly. But so like you said, when this was not released because it was technically never released, but anyways, when it was introduced, in concert with the full-size Lange 1. And this came in 1998, obviously, several years after the original. And this and one other version of this I can't remember what, I think it was white gold with the same dial, was released to close out the run of the 36.1 millimeter case. Because several years later, I want to say it was like 2014 or something, or no, sorry, this was produced from 2015 to 2017, and then in 2018 they released the slightly larger Little Lange one at 36.8, which is hilarious. That 0.7 millimeters makes for that much of a difference, but that's how the Germans do it. Yeah.
So we should mention that this one has a blue mother of pearl dial.
It's killer.
And I've seen like standard mother of pearl. I've seen that Tahitian, the dark mother of pearl that Rolex likes to use a lot.
We've seen the soiree dials, the guilloche ones.
This is probably the first watch from Lange that I've seen with a baby blue mother of pearl dial. Like,
it's beautiful.
This, and with a rose gold case and the rose gold hands on top of it. This is such a stunner.
Yeah.
I didn't even know this watch existed till we got this in the store earlier this week.
I didn't either.
I'm like, it's a beautiful piece of stone for the dial, like the mother of pearl. It's the texture on it is incredible. I hope you can see that. It's coming through on the monitor. But,
yeah.
And same movement as the Lange one.
Yep.
So the back has all the impact you would expect there. Beautifully proportioned case. The only thing you lose is the button.
I was gonna say with the Little Lange one, that is my only because this just happens to work better for my wrist size than the.
Oh, I'd wear this.
No, me too. That's what I'm saying. I think I would actually choose the Little Lange one over a standard Lange one just because. Actually, I don't know if I could now that I'm saying that, because my main complaint is that you don't get the date adjuster.
It's okay. I like the shape of the case without the button.
Really?
I actually prefer
I like the wonkiness of
the purity of the case without the button, and I don't care if the date's right anyway, so there you go. Who cares? It's fine. I'll take that one.
Anyways, that's another one that literally just came into the site, came into the shop, I think, on Tuesday, so keep an eye out for that one. That will be hitting very soon. Real quick before we move on to our next pick, saw a couple people in the chat asking about the rules for the game. To win the copy of our coffee table book, tell us in the chat what the horological equivalent of an ugly holiday sweater is. And Rob and I at 5:55 will choose our favorite answer. We'll take it from there. All right. Next up on our Murderer's Row of new arrivals here. This one actually is live on our site right now, available for $119. This is the MB&F LMX. I love MB&F watches. I think that everything this guy makes is absolutely incredible. Yeah, I do too.
I love his kind of like, his thinking behind the brand. Like, if you follow him on Instagram, you realize that like Max Busser is really all about design.
Yes.
And he does some amazing like high horology watchmaking tricks and things inside these watches, but he's really interested in design.
Well, so we've talked about this before, and I agree, but also disagree with you because yes, he is entirely driven by design, but there are other brands and manufacturers like Cartier who are very design driven.
Oh, but then it's just a very simple.
It's design centric. Right. Whereas MB&F and Max Busser, he is design driven, but it's all like.
Look at that.
Yeah, it's. I mean, like you were gonna say. So the Bulldog, the other horological machine lines. It's not just creating this wild contraption for the sake of creating a wild contraption. There's also really incredible watchmaking and engineering that goes into these pieces as well. So it's this very interesting blend of design and engineering to create these like totally bonkers pieces. So the LMX was released in 2021 to celebrate the 10-year anniversary of the Legacy Machine line. So, LMX, X is the Roman numeral for 10. And, it incorporates some of like the really distinctive design elements that were introduced with that original Legacy Machine #1 in 2011. With like the totally independent gear trains, first of all, the dual dials, the two crowns. This is such an interesting piece, and this one is steel with a frosted brass dial.
Yeah, it's so pretty. It's like somewhat reminiscent of the early Journes where you had the gold dials that had patina on them. It's like that kind of aesthetic, but then in this hyper modern, crazy execution with obviously all these movement bits floating up in space. Like, To me, this is really interesting too, because this watch is both incredibly wearable and a commitment to wear at the same
total
time.
commitment to
Because
wear.
the diameter is beautiful.
I actually want to say, so it's 44 mil diameter, which normally would sound quite large, but it actually, the way it hugs the wrist, like the way I can't call it flat because it's clearly not flat.
The actual case diameter
yes.
is really wearable.
Rob, would you care to guess what the thickness from the from the display back to the top of that massive dome crystal? Would you care to guess what it is?
If I'm throwing a dart at the wall, I'm going to say 25 millimeters.
Okay, you overshot a little bit. 21.5 millimeters.
Okay,
so
all right.
But how else are you going to cover that crazy flying balance, that oversized flying balance?
If you look at this, it's right up against it.
It is.
He doesn't have extra space for the sake of space. And even the movement in the dial, it goes to the absolute extremes of the case. And you look at the case back, and it's beautiful back there as well. It's a lot of these things where you have all of the interesting stuff on the front, you turn it over and it's a plate.
Well, then
and he didn't do that.
Look at the decoration, first of all. But then you get not one, not two, but 3 mainspring barrels, which gives this thing
Let's give it a
168 hours of power reserve. The other part, Rob, that you got to show while you're winding is flip that over and show off the power reserve. There's this
which is here.
Crazy vertical hemispheric power reserve that actually rotates as you wind the watch. It
rotates and the little indicator there starts moving up.
There's really nothing else like this in the world of watches.
Horological insanity, and I'm here for it.
Me too.
I'm here for every bit of it. I love it. And it's funny because at the end of the day, you talk about whether it's super complicated. It's still kind of just a dual time,
right?
And he's broken everything out, and he's deconstructed it almost. It's your deconstructed dual time, but it's not like. It's not like a resonance.
No.
And it's not like a optimum or something like that. But it's also more than that in a way. That's what I think is just so cool.
Yeah.
Great.
Like
we
we
gotta
said,
move on.
nothing else like it in the watch world.
I could talk about it all day.
That one's live on the site. All right. I feel like you're going to lose your absolute mind on this next one, so I'll pass it off to you. But next up, another one that just came in earlier this week. We have one of the foundational pieces of the modern Lange brand. This is the Tourbillon Pour le Merite.
This watch to me is so important and is so if you're a high-level collector and you have a lot of complicated Pateks and you have a lot of interesting stuff, maybe you have a Journe Tourbillon and stuff like that, and you're like, okay, I want to buy one Lange. Mm-hmm. I want to have the one Lange. What is it? I'd say it's this.
I think we had this exact conversation when we had to pick our 3 favorite Langes, and you gave me a lot of crap for not picking this at the time, and I don't know if I want this on record, but I kind of do regret not including this in my top 3 list because
I wanted to show the fusée chamber.
Because like you said, if you're a collector of high-end complicated timepieces, whether it's from Patek, Journe, Vacheron, whoever it might be,
not to mention historically important,
and you want to add a Lange to your collection, what better watch than this? Again, so this is one of the 4 original models that debuted in 1994 when Lange relaunched the brand, and it was the first wristwatch to combine a tourbillon with a fusée and chain complication.
This is the reason. When I owned a Lange, I owned an 1815 in yellow gold on a black strap because of this watch. There is something to me about the yellow gold, blue hands, black printed dial on a black strap like this that is just, it is beyond lovely. I love the pocket watchy accents on the dial. And then obviously if you're able to get up to this level and own a tourbillon with a fusée and chain, it is the most pleasurable watch to wind.
Yeah, it's incredible.
To break into the watch world in 1994 and say, hey, look at this.
Right.
That's it. You win.
Talk
Game
about
over.
I'm done. But also,
I'm done.
It's a technological tour de force, but it's also, it's very easy to look back at it now and say, well, yeah, of course that looks like exactly what we think Lange to look like. But the brand was able to distill all of the design elements that we now associate with the Lange brand into this one piece, and it works so beautifully. There were only 200 total Pour le Merites produced across all 4 or 5 metals. So they made
4 metals.
No, they made 1 in stainless steel. Yeah.
That
So
doesn't count.
they made yellow gold, white gold, rose gold, platinum, and then 1 in stainless. 106 were yellow gold.
This is the most common variant.
It is.
But I still think that's the one
It's the iconic one.
in my opinion. I mean, there are some incredible, there's that rose gold that doesn't have the Arabics. It has like the little diamond markers
that's
and stuff
insane.
on it. There are some really unique
blue
ones
dial.
out there, but for my money, if you gave me all the money and said, buy the Pour La Marie you want, I want yellow gold silver dial like that.
It's classic.
That's
well,
the
because again,
watch.
like even beyond just like you were talking about with the printing, you know, the font, the blued hands, you know, the blued screws, the, you know, the 3/4 plate, the engraved balance cock. Like it has, like literally, like if you listed out what does a modern Lange, what does it have to have, and it's like check. This has everything.
How many companies get it right the first time?
Not
right?
many.
How many companies come out with like the first thing they release and it's an icon?
Right.
There's a handful. I can think of a handful of companies across all industries that have done that. And I applaud Lange for that.
2 more quick points and then we have to move on.
Yes, we do.
Serial number 1 in yellow gold, worn by Walter Lange himself. That was his personal watch that he was, you know, known to wear regularly, so I think that's very cool. And 2, which I had no idea, which I probably should have known, the movement was designed by Günter Blümlein, Reinhard Meiss, both, you know, well-known members of the Lange relaunch team, and Giulio Papi of Reno and Papi.
Oh,
I had absolutely no idea.
That totally makes sense.
But it makes total sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For that level of watchmaking and that level of complication, it made sense they had to bring him in. But anyways, insane piece. Keep an eye on our website very soon because that will be hitting, and that's a special one. Okay, last.
Watches without lugs.
We can rip through this one. I don't want to, but it's so cool.
We can try.
Okay, so this is a Patek Golden Ellipse. It's the reference 5028G. In stock on our website, $35,500. Rob and I are both going to go cry quietly in the corner because we remember when these were far cheaper.
When nobody cared about these.
Exactly.
So this is the Golden Ellipse.
Yep.
This is in the perfect size for it.
Yep.
This has a caliber 240 in it, which is the micro rotor automatic. Unfortunately, it's a solid case back, but I
prefer that.
like that.
Me too.
I am gravitating towards solid case back watches because I think there's an old school romance to that I really like. But this is also very cool because this is like supposedly a collaboration that
a failed collaboration.
right, that Patek had began, but then never got to actually officially do.
I don't know how. So this seems to have kind of all come to light recently, and it's. I mean, Phil Toledano, you know, Mr. Enthusiast is the one that kind of
Look how good that looks.
That kind of, you know, made it more known, I guess. So I don't know. We got to talk to Phil and ask him 100% where this information is coming from. But supposedly, this was supposed to be a partnership between Patek and Ferrari that fell apart because Patek would not put the Ferrari logo on this watch, and it was
the buckle is also a Golden Ellipse.
It was supposed to be
It
was supposed to be a set of 2 watches. I can't remember was it a 5020?
5026, I believe.
Okay, they were both going to be white gold with this kind of white on black dial that was supposed to evoke the gauges from vintage Ferraris of the 50s and 60s.
And when you see the photos comparing them, I find it extremely plausible.
Yeah.
Because it's also, this is a very un-Patek-like dial. It's an un-Patek-like handset.
It is, yeah.
I think, because this is way before any of the stuff they've released currently, right? Like
this was
now we
produced-
look at the 5226 and the pilots and stuff, and we're like, okay, Patek can make kind
More
of
casual
casually
kind of,
stuff.
yeah.
This was an era when they didn't, and that's what makes this so cool.
This was produced from 97 to 03, and less than 500 total were produced. So it's actually, quite rare, short production run, and yeah, it's, the Ellipse is just the Golden Ellipse specifically is such a great piece. This is also in beautiful condition. The hallmarks are like crazy strong on that 9 o'clock case band.
And it has papers and
box
everything,
papers,
right? It's fully
original
complete.
buckle.
It's like, this is it, man.
This is cool.
It's the right strap. It's everything about this is right.
Yeah. Run to this one on our website.
I would wear this all
the fact that it has a 240 in there,
time.
like, come
that
on.
offset seconds, it's like, killer.
Great,
Anyway.
great piece. All right, so dang, we could have probably gone on for another 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 minutes about these 5 watches, but keep an eye out on our website for the ones that are not there yet. Go ahead and check out that MB&F and that Patek because those are in stock and available right now, but we need to move on.
If you're just joining us, we're giving away a book again, since it's the holiday season.
And we could even ship it to you in time for Christmas. So
if you're interested in winning the most incredible watch book that has ever been published, oh, look at that, I'm so good.
Nice.
You have to jump into the comments and tell us what is the horological equivalent of the ugly holiday sweater.
Honestly, we've
hold back.
We've gotten some great answers already.
Good. You have to be here.
Yeah.
And you have to still be online. So don't leave.
We're going to close the submissions at 5:55. Rob and I will then review and we'll pick someone live on air. So stay in the chat. You need to be here in order to win. But we've got some Constantine Shaken Joker, which is like early leader in the clubhouse. That's a great shot. A bunch of others as well. Somebody said, sorry, Rob, but any work, just to give Rob crap.
No way, that doesn't count.
There's a lot.
Are cool. Works are like the DeLorean for the wrist.
Anyways,
that's not an ugly holiday sweater.
5:55. We'll go ahead and review. So, since it is our last show of the year, we wanted to take a little bit of a look back at some of our favorite watches that passed through EWC over the course of the past 12 months. There were some absolute, hold on, I made a quick list when I was trying to come up with my list. And just to give you guys a quick highlights of the highlights. So Patek 5000 2-piece Sky Moon Tourbillon. Not one, but 2 Patek 5951Ps. That's the perpetual split chrono in the TV case. A Vianney Halter Trio Grand in white gold, which is one of 7 made. A 5373P, which is a left-hand split chrono perpetual. A Grubel 4Z double tourbillon 30-degree technique. An insane vintage AP Quantium perpetual skeleton, fully decorated, insane piece. That Bear Rattrapante, a 5950A steel TV case split chrono,
watches that at one point we thought we'd never see.
No.
Watches we thought, oh, that's really cool, but we'll probably never see one here at our little shop in Boston.
Right.
And now, to have all of that stuff come through this store is really, we feel really lucky.
We do. And, we could have gone on for hours about just, looking back at our favorites.
Could have been the whole show.
Could have been the whole show easily. But we actually went ahead and we went around the office and we grabbed a couple of our colleagues and asked them to tell us what their favorites were from 2025. And we have a little video to show you what their answers were.
What was your favorite watch that you saw this year at EWC?
I don't know. I think it'd probably be the Patek Philippe Disco Volante, the 3448.
Let's see what this looks like.
Sure. In a way, it's almost sort of a sleeper watch because it's just a nice clean geometry, the case, the dial, the layout. But what I like about it is that long-term ethos of watchmaking is really present in this watch, and it doesn't have a crystal case back, so you really can't see into the movement. But it's really the complication that seals the deal for me.
Awesome. Thanks so much. All right, Emerson. So what was your favorite watch that you saw this year?
I think for me, it was the obvious choice. It was the Patek 1463 chronograph.
And why that watch?
Historically, it's just so significant. It's the first waterproof chronograph by Patek, but I think aesthetically, it's just a perfect size, perfect dial proportions. I would love to own it.
Oh wait, that one's the Tasty Tawny, is that right?
The Tasty Tawny, yeah, that's the nickname for it, just because of the pushers and a little bit of design on the top.
Awesome, dude. That's cool. Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, sure, Ben.
Hey, Albert, what's going on?
Not too much. It's right after lunch.
So I'm asking people what their favorite watch of this year that they've seen here at the store is, and I want to ask you what yours is.
I cannot find a watch that is more simple and complicated than this. It just doesn't exist.
What is this one?
It's a Patek Philippe Tourbillon and Minute at the same time. Simple Arabic number, which I like. Small size that I like. I think this is going to be my New Year's Eve watch.
New Year's Eve watch?
Yep. Very understated. And he chimes.
That's beautiful. Well, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Hey, Zach.
Hey, what's up?
So I'm asking people what their favorite watch that they saw here is, and I want to know what yours is.
Okay, it was this super cool Gerald Genta had like a bullet bracelet, perpetual calendar skeleton.
Jared Johnson, can you show me?
Yeah, hold on a sec. So it's gonna be this one. Sold recently.
That thing looks crazy.
I just think it's the most unique design. I mean, Gerald Genta is really known for like the Royal Oak, but and Nautilus, of course, but he's got so many under the radar like perpetuals and stuff like that with these really cool cases. Yeah.
All right, cool, dude. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course.
Hey, David.
Hey, what's going on?
I'm asking people, what is your favorite watch that you saw this year?
Actually, it's the one I have in my hand.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so it's a Rolex 6263 Daytona. This happens to be a silver dial. I'm a like vintage at heart. I love vintage watches. These are always exciting for me to see. So yeah, it would be this guy.
That's cool. Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
All right, Tony, what is your favorite watch that you saw this year?
So this year, surprised myself, never had a Lange before, but the Lange Aventurine dial is my favorite. This watch, I told everyone, reminds me of when you go out camping and you look in the sky, it's all starry night. So this one just nice and sparkly, but not too much. It has so much subtlety on the face, and I love the fact that this watch doesn't have a date.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Prob.
What's up, man?
So I'm asking people what their favorite watch that they saw this year is. Can you tell me what yours is?
Mine's gotta be the AP26522 ST in purple evolutive dial.
Oh, that purple die. That has like a tourbillon, right?
Yup, the tourbillon is at 6 o'clock. And my favorite part is how it's extra thin. It only measures at 9 millimeters.
Oh, wow.
And having that tourbillon at 6 o'clock is just perfect. And if you look at the display back, there is a power reserve as well, which is really cool to see on AP Royal Oak.
Awesome, dude. Well, that's really cool. Thank you so much.
Anytime, man.
Hey, Zach.
Hey.
What's going on, man? I'm asking people what their favorite watch that they saw here is.
Well, this is good timing because I actually have it in my hand right now. Patek Philippe 5036 1G annual calendar.
So you've been here only like 7 days, right?
This is day 7.
Day 7. So what makes this your favorite one so far?
I mean, I think this watch speaks for itself. Early 2000s Patek. Can't go wrong with the annual calendar, and also the 37mm case just fits perfectly for me.
That is nice, dude. Awesome. Well, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Hey, Dan.
So there you go. A little bit of a recap with a selection of the EWC staff. Saw a little bit of everything there, honestly.
Some serious standouts. And it's funny, you watch that and it's like, oh yeah, I remember that Genta.
Yeah.
That was cool. And like, yeah.
I love that we got new Zach on his 7th day of working in the shop, and he came through with that 5036. So good pick from Garassi.
You
on
like that
one.
watch too.
I do like that watch quite a bit, actually. But so Rob and I were kind of thinking, we were trying to think back through for our personal favorites, and one actually got to call out Albert's 3939P. That thing was insane. Completely forgot about that with the enamel dial and the Breguet numerals. Like
a true gentleman's wristwatch.
That is
completely unassuming,
Totally.
on the wrist,
Yeah.
complete sleeper, unless
you're
you're
Albert
like
Ganji.
unless you're a watch crazy person
True.
like us and all of you watching.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those things you could wear that out in public and nobody's the wiser.
right,
It's awesome.
right, or to a New Year's Eve party, like Albert said. So
I really struggled because I was looking through things that we have sold this past year, and it was like, drop dead amazing watch after drop dead amazing watch. It was really hard. And where I actually ended up landing is on the Patek 5020.
this was on my short list as well, honestly. I was super excited that you picked this.
To me, again, thinking about cases and the fact that the watch world feels so very homogenous in terms of cases, you don't see that much interesting stuff. The TV case is something that Patek has used so sparingly through their entire history. There was never a time where there was like a regular TV case watch you could buy. Like it doesn't exist.
Could you imagine? Oh my God. If I could just get like a TV case,
it wouldn't be a Calatrava, but a
essentially
Gondolo TV
time
case
only.
kind of
like
thing.
oh
They've done it for the ladies, but they won't do it for
I know.
guys. But yeah, like the Breguet numerals like that in that TV case, like it's such a special watch. And I think 3970s are coming up. Everybody, 2499s
Are gone.
have become untouchable.
Yeah.
They are immortal watches at this point. So now the collectors are turning their attention to the 3970, and that is the soon-to-be vintage perpetual counter chrono.
Yeah.
This, to me, is even more important because it's rarer and it's cooler. Like, this is just...
These are shockingly rare, actually.
Oh, man. You never see these. You never see these. Look at the fonts.
I know.
It's so cool. And like the Breguet hands, the Breguet numerals, like aesthetically, it's just perfect.
This one was a stunner
love
too.
it.
Like in these photos, you can see the patina that this one had.
Yeah.
It was absolutely gorgeous. This was the first one that I had really seen and been able to like handle and put on my wrist and kind of mess around with a little bit. And it's just, it feels so right. And like you're saying, it's just so different from anything else out there. And Patek is making, there are a few modern models, you know, current production essentially, that they are producing in that, you know, super, super high end.
I was going to say, but it's like a split second or a repeater or a jump hour. Like it's never,
right,
you know, it's not, they don't make any mortal watches in this case. And look at how the pushers and the crown integrate into the side.
That was a killer pick.
That is continuity of design. And in a watch that's going to become super duper collectible.
It already is.
It is, but it's only going to get better. It's only going to get better.
Yeah.
So
again, we talked about it a lot, but as the further we get away from that kind of like 90s and early 2000s era of Patek, the more and more special those pieces become, and people realize how special they really were.
Well, and guys our age don't feel like it was that long ago.
No, I know.
But now it is becoming that long ago.
I know. It's
you know, I mean, this is.
Don't remind me of my mortality.
This is
Rob.
like guys who bought 2499s back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Right, and didn't realize it was just the late model.
Right.
It wasn't a 2499 just yet.
Right. All right. Good shout, Rob. My pick. Better, I would say. More interesting. No, just kidding. I almost picked the 5020, honestly, but. My pick is the Cartier Baignoire Allong from 1991.
Interesting.
Shocker.
Interesting. So not only did you pick a Cartier, but you picked a Cartier that you sold to one of my clients.
This is the best part, is I sold it to one of your best clients, which makes me so happy. So that shot that we just showed with it next to the current, or not current, but the more modern Baignoire is really, it really shows you the dimensions of this watch, because when you see it in, you know, just by itself, it's tough to really tell that this is significantly different than the standard Baignoire, which, you know, I'm wearing my personal piece today. So this is pre-CP collection. This is from 91. So this is back in the day when Cartier would do these limited edition pieces in runs of, you know, 50, 100, 150. I think this one was 400 total. But they kind of just did it like off the cuff. It was like
91. There's also the 91 crash.
There's also the 91 cloche.
So like 91, clearly Cartier was like on the right wavelength that year. Oh look, there's yours.
Yeah, exactly.
Cartier was on the right wavelength that year and said, hey, let's bring back the greatest hits.
Right.
And they did it in spectacular fashion because all three of those, the cloche, the Baignoire, and the crash, have all become super rare and like well sought after because they are like, they're just as good as the vintage ones.
Yeah.
They're really lovely.
Also, Saline Driver, thanks for giving me so much crap for wearing, before he realized that I was wearing a Baignoire, saying it was disgusting and terrible. No, I don't really care, I love it. Anyways though, so, you know, so my watch is 21 mil wide by 47 tall by 7.7 millimeters.
47.
That one, you know, the 91 is 23 wide by 54 tall
it's like
by
a
9.5.
54 from end to end's like Panerai
But you're
level.
wearing it this way.
I know, but I'm just saying that's how big that watch is. That's like lug to lug of a 44 mil Panerai.
It's much more reminiscent of the Maxi Oval than it is the modern Baignoire. So it has this really interesting, like super in your face wrist presence.
Yeah.
And you know, the one that one from 91, incredible condition. It's a Peristyle, which they all were, which is special if you know Cartier. It was full box papers, which was ridiculous. But the best part, and I said it jokingly at first, but you know, I sold it to one of Robert's really, like one of his best clients. but it was such an enjoyable experience because he was just as excited about the watch as I was. So we like literally.
And he wears it all the time.
I know.
He
So
loves it.
we nerded out. We talked about vintage Cartier. It was his first really like special Cartier. It might have been his first Cartier, was it?
I think it was.
It was his first
and you've
Cartier,
got him
like-
hooked on the 91 stuff now.
know.
He keeps asking me.
Don't
He's
tell him
like,
that I
"Can
have a cloche."
He's like, I want a 91 crash now to go with it.
But he was he was as excited as I was about the watch, so that's why it like really stood out to me.
Yeah.
But it is like a spectacular piece as well, and one that I would be surprised if I ever see again. So
No.
killer watch. But yeah, I mean, again, almost impossible to pick from 2025 because we had just the most insane year of cool stuff coming
It was a
through.
really good year
Yeah.
here at European Watch Company.
All right.
And as you can see, we're not slowing down.
No, we're not done
So,
yet.
just again, for all of you, if anybody has just clicked on, whoops,
You have 14 minutes remaining.
you know you want this book. Get in the comments. Tell us the horological equivalent of the ugly holiday sweater.
This will fit beautifully in a stocking. This will, we can get it to you before Christmas. But really, awesome book. We're
it's
really proud of
incredible.
it. One of my personal watches is in there. I love to brag about that, which I'm very excited about. But anyways, tell us in the comments the horological equivalent of an ugly sweater, and we will pick it live on air in about 13 minutes. So
I think we need to move on in
We
light
do.
of time.
We do.
We had an honorable mention in there of one of the nicest 3970s we've ever seen.
Insane.
But yeah,
we won't get there. So again, end of 2025. We've looked back. We need to look forward now. What is coming in 2026, Robert?
I feel like the landscape right now in the world of watches is really, really interesting. And I feel like it's a very dynamic industry, right? Things are constantly changing. And I think one of the things that's happening that I have been waiting so long for is that 2026 is the year when Breguet finally starts to get recognized as the powerhouse that it is.
We have been saying for years now that people are sleeping on Breguet, and slowly, we're seeing it start to gain a little bit of steam. Maybe every once in a while something interesting comes up that does well or people get excited about.
Here's the thing though, I think there's always interesting stuff from Breguet out there on the market.
I agree.
And I think two things are happening. I think one, Breguet is releasing some stellar watches.
Okay. I wanted to, this was one of my major points too. So 2025 is the 250th anniversary of the Breguet brand, the Breguet company, which is pretty mind-blowing.
Yeah.
What is also frustrating to me is that it took literally until the end of the year for that to break through in the watch world. They didn't, I think the actual anniversary was back in April, the actual founding, but it feels like, and whatever, it takes time to build momentum, but it does only feel like at the very end of 2025, the news of them celebrating their 250th anniversary happened to break through. But whatever, that's neither here nor there. They released a bunch of absolutely stunning watches.
This subscription watch that is on the screen right now,
So a quick
the single-hander to me is
a quick
like...
list of what the really notable ones that I want to call out. So that Classique subscription, incredible single-hander enamel dial, beautiful piece. The new Type 20 chrono, which we also showed, it's the reference 2075. They made it in two variations, a black dial and a silver dial, I believe. We don't have photos of these, but I just want to mention them. The Classique reference 7235, which is, imagine a Breguet Classique. It's in what they call 18K Breguet Gold, which I hate that every brand has to have their own proprietary alloy at this point, but it's just like sand gold and honey gold. But it is, go ahead and look up after the show, look up Breguet 7235 because it is one of the prettiest watches I've seen in years now, not just in 2025, just in years in general. It's a fully guilloche dial. It's that classic, asymmetric but totally coherent Breguet design. They also had the reference 7365, which is a Classique repeater.
Right, and both of those have that champagne-y color to the dial, right?
No, the repeater is a Grand Few blue Grand Few enamel dial. So insane piece. But the real one that finally seems to have broken through is the Experimental #1. So that's a limited edition of 75 pieces that came out at Dubai Watch Week, I think, right? And obviously to celebrate, the anniversary, and it was produced kind of like to celebrate where the brand came from, but also to give an indication of where the brand is going. So, go ahead, sorry.
It's really cool to see them embracing the spirit of Breguet himself
Abraham
in
Louis,
terms of like getting back to innovating.
So,
right?
Some of the things some of the factors or the components of that watch. So it has a 10 hertz tourbillon, which is 4 times faster than your standard tourbillon.
Nobody's ever done that.
Which no one has ever done before.
Nobody's ever done
and that's for better stability. And like you said, that obviously harkens back to Abraham Louis and the original tourbillon.
Right.
It also has a magnetic escapement to improve accuracy, which I need to do a whole lot of research on that because I have no idea what that means. It has a constant force mechanism. It's pairing these iconic complications and pieces from its heritage, and also looking to the future, which is not something you normally think of with Breguet. Usually you
don't
think
think modern
history with Breguet, not modern. So it's a really interesting combination of traditional and innovative elements that I hope they bring with them into the future and to more models coming soon.
And the other thing that I think is happening, in addition to the fact that they are producing some really nice watches right now, is that there has been a real resurgence in people looking back to the 90s and the early 2000s and getting interested in those watches. And Breguet, if you're into classical dress watches, what Breguet was making in that time period is so breathtakingly beautiful. Like the moon phase, power reserve things, the things that are very based on his old school pocket watches, those old perpetuals. Even the La Traditions are incredible. There's so many nice watches there that can be had within the watch world for very reasonable prices. I think people are waking up to that as well. And that leads into the other thing we wanted to talk about, which is AP.
Yeah,
from that era.
I just want to say, I feel like Swatch has just decided that it's Breguet's time. I feel like they just go through their stable of brands and they're like, hey, it's your turn now. So I really hope that they keep pushing the brand, and like Rob said, these new, innovative, interesting pieces bring people back to the really overlooked but incredibly beautiful and just interesting pieces that they release. Okay, sorry,
Fingers
not to cut you
crossed.
off. All right, AP, yes.
So AP, thinking about the 90s and the early 2000s, AP was a very different brand at this point.
Yeah.
The Royal Oak was cool and people liked it. But even when I started here in 2016, the Royal Oak was a discount watch.
Totally.
They would sell below retail on the secondary market. And people were into them, but you could walk into an AP dealer and you can buy them. It's only now, within the past 5 years or so, that watch has become untouchable.
Right.
And people start talking about AP as this one-trick pony, because they are not. Trey, please.
I was going to say, let me get this straight. So we think that 90s and early 2000s AP non-Royal Oak is due for a massive kind of rebirth, renaissance, whatever you want to call it. There are so many watches and full model lines from this era that deserve another look. So you have the Edward Piguet line. You have the Jules Audemars.
Hold on. So Edward Piguet was in this square case. This watch, to me, I can't believe we still have this. It's like a panda dial perpetual. You have these beautiful, exploding Arabic numerals. You have the moon phase. You get a display back.
With beautiful decoration as well.
Full white gold. I mean, this thing is so cool. And then we have a slightly earlier version of that where it still has the display back.
Closed case back.
Or that's what I mean. It has the solid case back, but you have look at this.
If I was choosing
neoclassicism at its best.
I'd be going with this one. It's just there's something really interesting about it, and it's the design. It's clearly from a previous generation essentially, but it doesn't feel dated to me. It just feels very classic, and I think we're kind of we talk about all the time, but I think we're far enough away from these watches being new, or being in part of the discussion, that people need to kind of reassess them. The millinery line, the whole millinery line is there's so much value there right now.
Also, I think Millinery used to get a lot of like slack. This was like code 1159 before there was code 1159. But
that's a
you
good
know
way to
what?
put it, actually.
The more stuff that I see, and the more kind of like, as you start to see more and more kind of like the new stuff and the directions people are going, I start looking at old things like this. Same thing with the Ellipse, and it's like, man, these designs were really cool.
Well, these early ones as well.
Awesome watch.
I think they, like anything, towards the earlier end where they were slightly simpler, less over the top, less developed.
There's some cool like chronos. There's some cool.
I don't disagree, but I think proportionally, I think that there's a larger number or a larger percentage of the models from the early end of the production run that are more interesting. This piece, I actually am like legitimately in love with. From the Jules Audemars line, this is a dual time. It's so classic. Like, why is nobody interested in this watch? It's really beautiful. You can find ones like this with great patina. It's just different too. Like,
I love the bezel. I love the like double steps on the bezel there. It makes it interesting. It has nice short lugs, super easy to wear. And some people will look at this and say, well, that's just a Jaeger Master Geographic movement in there, right? It's not an AP in-house, parachute escapement, whatever. And it's like, you know what though? It's a great movement. Well, and there is such a long history of brands using movements from companies like JLC, and that's part of the history of watchmaking.
Well, and Grant Parker in the comments just said, he loves Neo Vintage AP because there's more hand finishing, more case variety, and like you're saying, yes, it is a JLC base in there. That one obviously is a closed case back, so whatever, but the ones where you do get a display back, like, AP isn't just like slapping a JLC movement in there. They're doing work to it. They're decorating.
Even that Huitian
yes.
that I have now, it's a closed case back, but when you open it up, it's decorated by AP. Yeah. It is decorated and branded, and like they finished that movement. It's not like they just stuck it in there.
Mark Lehman mentioned the Star Wheel, which is another one. The Quantium Perpetual. Those have started to kind of come up a little bit. I think they have a long way to go.
AP is so much more than the Royal Oak, and I think 2026 is the year. Like the Quantium Perpetuals have been kind of hot for a while now, but I think this is the year where that stuff really starts to take off.
I agree.
People realize that like Edward Piguet is a great watch. Mm-hmm. Jules Audemars is a great watch.
Yep.
The Quantiums, the Millenaries are so good. Yeah. They're cool. They're different. Don't buy the stuff you like. Yeah. Always, 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 always buy the stuff you like. If you do that in the long term, it always works out better.
But I hope 2026, the year of non-Royal Oak AP. I want some hype around the Jules Audemars line. Give it to me.
And the code 1159 is a good watch.
Okay, let's
It is a good watch.
I agree. We have 6 minutes left. Let's not go. Okay. All right, really quickly, two things. Robert, what is your color of the year? So obviously this year was like the color of, like, we talked about it a couple weeks ago, beige, it feels like.
It's very beige.
It was also very like pastel because we got those Patek OPs with the pastel dials, the lavender and the pistachio. Yep. Go ahead quickly. What is your pick for color of the year?
I think this year, after going beige, we're gonna have to go somewhat bold again. We've already done green.
We have. I love that you're thinking.
Is this the year?
You're watching Rob's mind.
Is this the year
in real time here
of pink?
No, it's not.
We had the pink tutor. We had the
pink tutor. We had the pink OP. Like it's.
Yeah, but the pink OP was different. Nobody cared about the pink OP.
All right.
I don't know.
It's gonna be gold. I know it's very beige. It's gonna be gold.
Champagne-y.
Champagne to gold. The year of gold. It's happening.
Wow.
It's coming. Get ready.
The yellow gold is coming back in a big way.
Full gold. 2026.
Interesting.
It's not pink. Let us know what you guys think. And then finally, you wanted to say, do you want to do that or you want to just move on?
Yeah, move on.
Okay.
Move on. We're actually perfect because we're at 5 minutes left.
Okay. If you guys have anything else to say, get it in the chat right now for a chance.
1 minute extension here?
We'll give you a 1 minute extension. Once again, give us the horological equivalent of a ugly Christmas sweater. We're going to go through and we're going to pick what our favorite is. I'm going to, while you guys are thinking and potentially getting your final answers in.
And ogling the beautiful Asseline coffee table book that we are giving away.
Okay.
And if you don't win, it is available on the website.
I'm going to go ahead, Rob, and I'm just going to read out the answers with no commentary, and then we will pick. All right? So, first up, Konstantin Chaikin Joker.
Yeah, it's a good shout.
Okay, all right.
No, you can't hold me back. You can't hold me back.
I can try.
I cannot be contained.
Pretty much any Urwerk.
That blasphemy. Blasphemy. That is the opposite.
Twist the knife.
That is the opposite of the holiday sweater.
Somebody said a vintage Fortis Spaceman.
I'll have to look that up.
I'll have to look that up. Totally whack, but totally cool. That's the vibe we're going for. I like it. Let's see. Okay. The Leopard Daytona. That's a great shout. Tacky.
Oh man, the Fortis Spaceman
awesome.
is cool. Actually, I have seen one of these. A customer came in with one of these
recently,
once, and I got to see it in real life. That's a cool watch. Also, no. The Leopard, though, because like a good holiday sweater is, as you were saying,
a little embarrassing, but also kind of awesome.
Yeah. And the Leopard strikes that balance perfectly between really tacky and really great.
Someone said the Invicta Bolt Vestige 52 millimeters, and a bunch of you laughed and said that Invicta feels like cheating, and you're kind of right.
That is low-hanging fruit.
Let's see what else. We got a Hublot MP17 Mecha 10 Arsham Splash, which is a lot of words, and I can imagine what that looks like.
I mean, Hublot kind of is holiday sweater territory.
Let's see. Any Gerald Genta brand Perpetual? No. That is a good watch.
I don't see the tackiness
That's
there.
a good. You're right.
I don't see the tackiness there. I don't think that one goes.
I agree. Let's see. We got. Someone said Rainbow Daytona.
Interesting.
It's kind
one
of
man's holiday sweater is the other man's vicuña. Is that where we're at here?
Wow, look at you.
I don't know what that is, but I know.
You know it's expensive. If I was going to compare the two, I'd say that the Leopard is a little more.
I think the Leopard's more in the line, but I love the discourse.
Someone said the MB&F Mad 1. I like it. That's interesting.
Interesting.
Someone then said the Konstantin Chaikin Minion, which I agree. If I was going to compare the two, the Joker and the Minion definitely skews more towards ugly holiday sweater than the Joker does.
Okay.
That's just mine. Let's see. Who else we got? Oh,
Mad
man.
1 actually is kind of sticking in my brain.
This might be the one. I got to read this one word for word because it's too good. Ugly Christmas sweater watch. AP Spider-Man. Your ultra-wealthy aunt gives you one because, quote, you like Spider-Man, don't you? You smile and thank her, wishing she'd bought you a Patek 5004. That's going to be really tough to beat.
Bravo.
It's
Bravo.
amazing. Someone said the Giraffe Daytona, which also interesting.
What's a Giraffe Daytona?
You'll know it when you see it. It's the modern Tiger essentially, but it's different colorway. Let's see what else we got. Jacob & Co. Brilliant Full Baguette. That's a good shout.
Oh, I haven't seen this. I didn't even know this existed. That's terrible.
Hublot Big Bang Nescafe.
Why did they do this?
Wait.
Only Hublot would partner with Nescafe.
Nescafe.
I have lots of thoughts there, but I'll keep them to myself.
We have a Rolex.
Dude, that's so bad.
No, that's cool.
No, that's
cool.
so bad.
No, the giraffe is cool. It's not. The giraffe is cool. Okay, hold on. I got to keep reading. Come on. We're almost there. Someone said the Rolex Air King. Interesting. Someone said any Hublot.
Oh, like the modern Air King, I guess.
That's fair. The High-Sec Colosso. Great callback to we made a video about, that was one of our ugliest watches ever. You'd remember if you saw it.
Okay.
Blah, blah, blah. Christopher Ward Belcanto. Oh, boy. Let's see.
I
what
think
else.
Mad
Anything
One's
else?
better than that, though.
AP Dual Time Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Because we just showed that. That's not an ugly sweater. That's
sorry. That was just commenting on what we were showing. That's right.
Okay. I was like, that's a cool watch.
All right, Goldfish 8196. Give us the horological equivalent of an ugly Christmas sweater now. You have literally like 30 seconds before I close this and we pick our favorite.
So
Rob, I know which way I'm going.
I'm really leaning towards, I kind of like, I'm between, the Spider-Man one was really good. Spider-Man was really good. Leopard Daytona's really good. And I kind of like Mad 1. Only because, it's almost like that holiday sweater where, you wear it because, 4 or 5 people are going to get it, but everybody else is going to look at you and be like, what is wrong with that guy, right? The Mad 1 is one of those watches where, another watch guy will be like, oh, cool, that's a Mad 1. And the regular person will look at it and be like, what is wrong with you? And what is this fidget spinner toy on your wrist? You know? So like, I kind of like that inside baseball part of it.
Okay, we need to make a decision. I vote for the AP just because you painted a picture for me there, and it was too good.
That was probably the best submission.
Is that your pick, though? You got, come on. You're running out of time.
We got to give it to him. We got to give it to the AP because
Grant Parker.
He spun us a yarn.
Grant Parker, send us a message. DM us on Instagram, actually. We'll coordinate getting the book to you before Christmas. Congratulations. Hey, you guys, thank you so much for joining us. Rob and I have had an absolute blast. You know, we obviously went away for a while this year. We did a revamp of the show. We brought it back, and we're so happy that you guys have stuck around and that you've joined us for version 2.0. We're really excited for what 2026 is going to bring. We actually have a lot of really interesting and exciting interviews lined up with like people that you definitely want to hear from, which we're excited about. And as always, just a ridiculous amount of cool watches to show off and talk about. So,
and I always say the watches are good fun, but the best part about this hobby is the community.
Totally.
And so thank you guys for being a part of this and engaging with us and, you know, providing feedback and comments and, you know, making fun of him all the time.
Making fun of him. Spread the word. Like, tell your friends, tell your enemies. Like, get people to subscribe. We want people to join and hang out with us on Thursdays at 5 p.m. So have yourselves an amazing holiday season. We will see you. We're going to be off, obviously, for New Year's Day. We will see you guys in January. Thanks as always, and have a great rest of your night.
Good night, everybody.
See ya.